Okay, so today we're diving into something pretty wild in the world of coding bootcamps. It's called the Devs Course, and they are making one of the boldest claims I have ever seen. So let's get right into it and break down what they're promising.
There it is. That's the hook. From zero to job ready in under 2 months? I mean, that's an incredible claim, right? It almost sounds too good to be true. So how on earth could that even be possible? Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out.
58 days. Let that sink in. This number isn't just a marketing gimmick, it's the entire backbone of this program. Everything we're about to look at, every module, every project, it's all designed to fit into this super tight, super intensive schedule.
So here's our game plan for seeing if this whole thing holds water. We'll start with the big promise itself. Then we'll unpack the curriculum, phase by phase, to see how they actually teach you. After that, we'll look at the tools they give you, how they get you ready for a job, and finally, we'll talk about the price and the overall value.
First things first, let's talk about that promise. They're positioning this as a full-on, intensive bootcamp for people starting from scratch. We're talking about folks looking to switch careers, students, or really anyone who knows their way around a computer and wants a fast track into the tech world.
All right, so how do you deliver on such a massive promise in just 58 days? That's the million-dollar question. And the answer, according to them, is in their 3-phase learning journey. Let's dig in.
Here's the timeline laid out. It's all about progression. You start in phase 1, building a solid foundation with Python and the basics of the web. Then phase 2 throws you into the deep end with full stack development. And finally, phase 3 gets into some really advanced stuff like AI and security. Each phase is a clear stepping stone to the next one.
Okay, so in phase 1, you're learning the absolute must-haves: Python, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. But here's what's really interesting. Right from the get-go, they're having you use professional tools like VS Code and AI assistants like GitHub Copilot. This isn't just about learning theory. It's about building a modern developer's workflow from day one.
And because of that practical focus, by the time you're done with phase 1, you've already built real projects. We're talking a calculator, a to-do list, and even your own personal portfolio website. You're building your resume as you learn. Now, phase 2 is where they really crank up the heat. You're diving into a modern, full-stack setup with React, Node.js, and Supabase for the database. And this is crucial. They're also teaching you the professional side of things, how to build out your LinkedIn profile and craft a CV that gets noticed.
And the projects, as you can see, get a lot more complex. This is the kind of stuff employers actually want to see. A full blog platform, an e-commerce site, a real-time chat app. These are serious projects that make a portfolio stand out.
And for the grand finale, the last 16 days, this is where you get into the skills that really set you apart. You move past standard web development and into really specialized areas like building bots, creating custom AI servers, and even learning the basics of web security and ethical hacking.
The projects here totally reflect that advanced focus. You're building bots that work across different platforms, AI-powered tools, and then it all comes together in a final capstone project. This is designed to be the ultimate proof that you're ready for the job.
Okay, so the curriculum is obviously packed, but a huge part of this course's sales pitch is the toolkit that comes with it. They say it's all-inclusive, so let's see what that means.
Yeah, you're seeing that right. They claim the value is over $5,000. And this isn't just a textbook and some lecture notes. We're talking about a whole suite of professional software, premium services, and infrastructure that you get to use.
A huge chunk of that value comes from access to over 21 AI development tools. This shows you their whole philosophy is AI first. They want you learning how to code with AI assistants like GitHub Copilot right from the start, which, let's be honest, is a critical skill for any developer today.
And it doesn't stop with AI. The package also includes premium subscriptions to things like GitHub Premium, other learning platforms, and even the tools you need for a professional online presence, like free hosting and your own custom domain name. That's a big deal.
So you've got the skills, you've got the tools, but how do you actually turn all of that into a job? This is where their career support system comes into play. They've got a pretty clear 5-step process here. It starts with making sure your portfolio is top-notch, then moves to getting your GitHub and LinkedIn profiles looking professional. You get help with your resume, one-on-one mentorship, and then finally, actual assistance in finding a job. They're trying to cover all the bases. And of course, when you finish, you get verifiable credentials. You get a certificate for each phase you complete, plus a big one for the whole program. These are actual things you can put on your resume and LinkedIn to prove you did the work.
Okay, so this brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, the price. I mean, with everything they're offering, this has to be expensive, right? Well, let's take a look at the numbers and see how they stack up. So you can buy each phase on its own, but the full bundle comes in at 3,000 Indian rupees, which is a pretty significant 33% discount. They're definitely making a strong case for you to commit to the whole 58-day journey. But this is the slide that puts it all into perspective. When you compare that price to traditional boot camps that can run you tens of thousands or even more, the difference is just staggering. Their whole argument is that they're offering more tools, a broader curriculum, for just a tiny fraction of the cost.
So when you put it all together, the breakneck pace, the jam-packed toolkit, and that incredibly disruptive price, this course is definitely making a huge statement. It really makes you wonder, could a model like this actually redefine how people break into the tech industry? That's the big question they're asking. Thanks for tuning in.